My name's Justin Madden. I am the co-founder of Hashtag Lunchbag Seattle.
I'm Carly Burke, and I never said that out loud, but I guess I am his assistant in the Hashtag Lunchbag Seattle venture.
She kind of squeezed her way into the co-founder
No, I didn't
thing.
squeeze. I bullied.
Yeah, she bullied.
I bullied my way into it.
So I was approached by a really good friend of mine who lives down in LA, which is actually where the Hashtag Lunchbag organization was founded. So she reached out to me and said, hey, they're really looking for somebody to head this up in Seattle. Would you be interested? I know this is kind of down your alley. You enjoy doing philanthropy stuff. I said, I'd love to. So I talked to AJ Relon, who's one of the co-founders. Little backstory on him is that it was him and like four other friends that just would get together on a Sunday afternoon, throw together a few lunches, and go down to Skid Row in LA and pass them out. And it just grew into this massive organization now, which is awesome. So that's kind of how we got our start, and we've kind of
Twerked it?
yeah, iterated was what I was going with. Twerked it. I mean, we can go with that too.
Twerked it?
So we've taken that since we got our own 501c3 now, so we can kind of do whatever we want now, which is great. Because I actually have bigger aspirations of helping the community out, especially the homeless folks. And you know, it's through job assistance programs, partnering with other nonprofits that also help out the homeless, just to kind of do more because, you know, while it's great that we give out the meals once a month, to me that's very surface level and I want to do more.
I've been doing this by myself for a really long time, and it was really frustrating doing it by myself. I ended up in Vancouver, Canada, doing something like this called Feed Van City. And when I went up there with a girlfriend, she had known Justin. And she said, do you know who Justin Madden is? I said, no. She's like, do you know what Hashtag Lunchbag is? I said, no. And the second I got service coming into the border, I Googled Hashtag Lunchbag and then Facebooked him. And here we are.
I work in tech. I'm a project manager for a software testing company. And so working in the tech industry, it's very important to me because I know that what's happening in the city as far as raising home prices and the gentrification that's going on is directly attributed to the industry that I work in. And so I want to be more the solution, not the problem.
I'm a nanny, so I'm a fake mom. Which to me, that's why this is important too, because I try to instill this in my kids. I've been with them for a long time, and they know what it is to give back, and they know what it is to be humble. And I like to take pride in knowing that I'm part of the reason they like that, even though they're from a family that have the same beliefs as me, but that's what I do.
I think it's taken off a lot faster than I ever thought it would. So our first like 2 or 3 events, we had around 30 to 50 range, and then all of a sudden just exploded. One day I showed up, I'd had to stop and get some extra supplies, so I was a couple minutes late. And I walk in and there was like 100 plus people, and I'm like, holy crap, okay, it's arrived. Mm-hmm. So we had about 3 months of that where we were averaging 100 plus. Obviously, you know, we paused to find a new location for the last 3 months, but I think we're definitely going to gain momentum quickly again because people come out and they do this and they feel good and they're like, wow, you know, like I want my friends to be involved and my friends' friends, and it's been really cool as far as, you know, we have a lot of kids that are actually involved typically. So I think folks think, oh, you know, they can't necessarily bring kids, but, you know, we're totally open to having families come, and we want to open it up to the entire community and have them be involved, because the more people that give back, the better good we're going to do.
The more people will touch and feed.
Exactly.
And we're actually starting to I like to call them less fortunate versus homeless. The less fortunate are starting to actually know who we are and get used to it, and it's just like the most unreal feeling ever to see the last event, because we normally never get to really pass them out because we let everybody else do it and we stay back and clean. But the last event we did, we drove around for like 45 minutes, and we couldn't find anywhere because there was Hashtag Lunchbags everywhere.
Typically, Carly and I, you know, with few other people usually get here an hour early, kind of set up, kind of game plan for how the flow of everything's going to be. We'll get typically set up, then we have a check-in station. People start flowing through, make sure they checked in and are paid up. And then from there, we'll get everybody tasked out.
We do our introduction.
Yeah, do a little introduction, thank everybody for coming out. Then get into the heart of it as far as putting the meals together, box them up, and then we do a post wrap, and then assign everybody different locations throughout the city, spread out the lunches, and then people are more than welcome to come back and hang out and have a beer and some food and socialize.
There was an experience I had where we went to Nicholsville, and I had, I think, 4 or 5 kids with me. And we have a lot of the children draw on the bags that have the heart with the hashtag. And I remember there was this older gentleman, and he was so thankful not only for the lunch, the food, anything, but he was so thankful for the art. And he told the kids that he was going to save the bag with the heart and put it on his wall. And for those kids to hear that and to see that and feel appreciative, how can you not want to keep doing this? And how can you not have a breakthrough? I don't even know what to say. It's insane how much love there is and how much it goes back and forth too. I mean, for us to feel it, giving it, and then to feel it from them as well. I mean, it's just
there's almost a cyclical effect.
It really is. It really is.
It's like the love just keeps going.
And it's
around
something
and
that you
around.
can't explain. You have to do it to feel it. And my brother sent me a text after the one. He came to one event. I'm gonna put him on blast. He came to one event, and he sent me a text, and all it said was addicted. It's addicting, but it's like a domino effect. It's like once you start, you can't stop. And it's not even about giving money or giving food. It's about just showing love and smiling and being human and just.
Yeah, I think the things that in today's society we all too often forget because we're so busy and self-absorbed.
Yeah.
So I think this gives everybody a chance to slow down and smell the roses per se. I mean, and we've even seen in Nicholsville, for example, there's been families that have lived there.
Yeah.
Where you go in and there's a mom and dad, 2 kids, and grandparents, and it's a very humbling situation to see a complete family being in a homeless camp. I can't even imagine. And the fact the kid opens up the bag and there's a bag of Cheetos in there with a sandwich, and he's so excited that you're like, whoa, I didn't. It's just a bag of Cheetos to you and I, but to that kid, that's the best thing he's received in weeks. So it's really humbling and cool to see that.
I think it was 2 events ago. My girlfriend and I were driving around, and it's like the events. You have it pictured, you have it planned, you have this idea of where you're going to go, but then it never really turns out how you have it. And so we actually couldn't find anybody, and for some reason we're having the hardest time finding people to feed. And we ended up in front of a shelter, not realizing we're in front of a shelter, which means there was people out of the masses just coming out of nowhere, which can be a little intimidating, but also so eye-opening because you realize how many people actually really need this help. So we ended up passing out all of our food, and we're walking back to the car, and this woman starts to follow me, and she looks just like my mom, which was just that's somebody's mom. That's somebody's, that is what really hit me the most. I can imagine my mom being hungry. So she comes up to me, and I didn't have anything for her, and she looks at me and she touched me and she goes, "It's okay." And she was just so appreciative of the fact that we were there, not helping her, but helping those around her. And I came back to wherever we were, and I was just I was just crying. I was so emotional because it was just and I literally could not get that woman's face out of my mind for days.
One year next
Partners
month.
in crime.
Yes. High five.
I'm the Robin to his Batman, is what we say.
Nice.